Leblanc, who I think we're all a bit sick of getting 100-0'd by. G'day guys, how you going? I'm Fraze and it's time to step up your game. Today, we're taking a look at Leblanc, your favourite Deceiver. We'll start with Leblanc's passive, Mirror Image. It's very important to keep in mind that you can control the clone by holding Alt and move clicking. Try not to run next to the clone, as enemies will be able to simply AoE both you and your clone, or switch targets easily after killing one off. Be ready to spam Alt move click as soon as the clone spawns. This is to gain as much distance as possible before the stealth ends. Try moving your clone in the best escape direction whilst moving your champion in another. This will often cause your opponent to target the clone. Keep in mind the clone can block skill shots and projectiles like Caitlyn's ultimate. This can often save your life. Make sure to keep an eye on any buffs you might have, as your clone will appear with the buffs and your enemy will spot it. An interesting little quirk is that the clone will actually proc on-hit effects such as a Nash's Tooth. Leblanc's Skew Sigil of Malice. Keep in mind you have 3.5 seconds to activate the mark. There isn't always a need to activate it straight away. Try experimenting with a delay on the activation. This can trick your opponent into wasting an ability preemptively. The cast range of this ability is a fair bit longer than your auto attack range. Try going in for an auto attack and then casting Q while retreating so your opponent has less time to trade back. Leblanc's W, Distortion. This is probably the most important ability to master on Leblanc, as it has a variety of uses such as farming, juking, pushing, bursting and repositioning. To maximize your effectiveness, you need to simultaneously deal damage and make use of its utility. For example, Distortion can be used to dodge an incoming skill shot such as a Syndra's Q. Alternatively, it can be used for repositioning, to set up your ethereal chains. Don't be afraid to start roaming before level 6 if your lane permits it. Distortion allows for powerful, fast and safe ganks. As you'll be roaming all game, it's very important to pick up a red trinket as soon as possible. You won't be getting any kills if the enemy has wards up. You have 4 seconds to recast Distortion, which is actually a very long time in terms of a fight or skirmish. Always be aware of the return point for better positioning and slipperiness. By utilising the long recast time, here's a cheeky little tactic you can use to easily freeze a minion wave. You will need to use this ability to farm with, but of course, be careful when you do, you don't want to be caught out with no escape ability. Feel free to use it to return to your lane faster, but of course, don't go crazy and waste all your mana. Leblanc's E, Ethereal Chains. How often you land this will depend a lot on how well you can position yourself with your W. When you do manage to land a chain, make sure to move with your target, as to reduce the chance they can dash out of the tether range. If properly comboed with Mimic, Ethereal Chains can CC your target for a total of 3 seconds. Use this late game to peel for your carries if you can't get past their front line to burst their squishies. Don't forget to use this to check bushes. Good Leblancs will always use their Ethereal Chains rather than face checking. Remember, the CC is a root effect, not a stun. Your enemy will still be able to cast some abilities. Leblanc's R, Mimic. This ability is incredibly versatile, therefore mastering Mimic is essential for success. Use Mimic on your Q for when you need simple, easy to land burst damage. Use Mimic on your W if you'll be able to hit 2 or more champions with it, as the AoE will do a lot of damage. Another reason you might Mimic W is to gain better positioning or close a distance to an enemy. Use Mimic on your E if you're confident that you'll land it. It has the same damage as your Q, just with the added benefit of CC. However, if you do this, make sure to stagger the cast by 1 second as to not overlap the CC. During the laning phase, you want to use this ability to harass your opponent. The low cooldown and no mana cost can give you easy lane dominance. Effective ability combos. Leblanc has many combos, all of which are very situational, so I won't cover all of them here. The number 1 rule for your combos is to never use your Q or a Mimic to Q last, as you'll miss out on way too much damage. As with all champions, threading auto attacks into your combos is vital for extra damage. Your typical harassment combo is to start off with your Q, into your W, into auto attacks, then recasting W to get to safety. A step up from this combo is to add in your chain. Try doing the previous combo when your enemy is next to their ranged minions. This will allow you to W over the minions, which can set up an easy chain. A typical kill combo would be Q, Mimic Q, W, E, followed up by Ignite and auto attacks to finish them off. In most cases during the game, you'll need to be pulling off combos with a lot of speed and precision. As a result, I strongly suggest trying out smart casting. So that's it for LeBlanc. Leave a comment on which champion you'd like to see in my next guide. Be sure to subscribe to the channel to help you step up your game, and click here to see some of my previous guides. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and learned something new. Have a good one. Cheers.